Swimming. What do swimming, oranges, and genocide have in common? Nothing. In fact, this movie has nothing to do with those three things. This movie is about some crazy experiences I had on a far-off island full of strange and creepy residences. No, it didn't happen in Newfoundland. What happened there is too disturbing to talk about. Before we get to the craziness, let's get through some normal stuff. Here's some info on me. My name is Evan, and I am 35 years old. Up till the beginning of this story, I was unemployed. I have had a few unskilled jobs throughout life, but for the most part, I've been able to avoid work. You see, I'm an artist, and a job would take up all of my time. I live with my parents, and one day my mom once again got tired of it. I was working on my latest piece, The Death of Innocence, when my mom came in and yelled at me.
You have to get a job! Your dad and I can't support you forever!
I submitted my resume all around town. I created it with an artistic flair to show off my talents. I got no callbacks. After a week, my mother lost patience with me again.
What's taking so long?
She asked. No one wants to hire me, I replied.
Found an ad in one of my magazines. It's for an assistant. You better get this job or you're out of the house.
You know what? I applied for the job, and I got it. I went home and started to pack up my stuff. My mom came in.
What are you doing?
She asked. I'm packing up. I got that assistant job. It's live-in, so I'm moving out.
Oh, that's great news! I'm so proud of you! What exactly is your job?
I'm basically helping out this guy. What's his name? It's familiar and boring. Jonathan Not a Robot.
I am not a robot.
He's a private detective. I guess he needs help with stuff like cooking and cleaning.
Wonderful! As soon as you leave, your dad and I are gonna celebrate on your bed!
I should be out of here any minute. Wait, celebrate? What are you going to use my bed for? I settled in at Jonathan Not a Robot's house. It was a storage bin located at the edge of town. I started my first morning of work as the detective's assistant. I made the breakfast Not a Robot requested. It was a single glass of orange juice, suitably eccentric for a genius detective. He said his favorite brand of orange juice was Race Car Motor Oil. It's black and smells of motor oil. I assume that's where the brand got its name. This brand seems familiar, but I don't think I've seen it before, I said. Where does it come from?
It is from my home planet of Newfoundland.
he said in a very mechanical and distorted accent, the kind of accent you couldn't mistake for any other than a Newfoundlander's. It's a very strange drink for a human, but I guess they do things differently in Newfoundland, Mr. Not a Robot.
I am not a robot.
Sorry, Not a Robot. I forgot you hate being called Mr., I said. Not a Robot was never one for formalities. I think I'm going to try some of this. Just then there was a clang on the door. It was a very worried-looking woman.
I'm looking for Detective Not a Robot. My husband is missing.
I am not a robot.
Said Not a Robot, in his emotionless Newfoundlander's drawl.
My husband, Tommy Hunstable, that is, has been missing for a week.
Where did you last see the human known as Tommy Hunstable?
In his study at our home. He disappeared one day without a trace.
Like the TV show.
Take me to your home. I must scan it.
Mrs. Hunstable took us to her husband's study, which was full of cardboard boxes sprayed with silver paint.
I will now perform a particle scan. Do not turn me off before scan is complete. Scanning.
Not a Robot went into deep thought. A kind of meditation I've seen before. The contemplation of a genius. Suddenly,
Scan complete. There is a large concentration of neutrine particles in the area.
what are neutrine particles?
When two neutrine particles collide, they create a black hole the size of an atom. It is large enough to consume a single human. I first encountered a weaponized version of these 200,000 years ago during the Battle of Valtrox in the Concordia system. I, Destructotron 35742, led the Galactic Tyrant's fleet and crushed the Delcron Rebellion with the use of the Cosmic Dragon.
Oh,
Did you just say my husband was sucked into a micro black hole? That sounds a little improbable, doesn't it?
It is the only possibility.
I noticed a note on the desk. Hey, Not a Robot, I think I found a ransom note, I said. Would it also be possible that Mr. Hunstable was kidnapped?
I guess.
It began to rain heavily as we made our way to the address on the note. We found ourselves in the industrial area. We saw a warehouse and went inside. There, we found a robot. Who goes there? Demanded the imposing machine with a familiar voice covered in a silver armor that looked like painted cardboard. Tell me, or I will be forced to terminate you because I am a very dangerous robot and an emotionless killer, it said in a shrill, emotionally mechanical voice. My name is Evan, and this is the human private investigator, Jonathan Not a Robot. We are looking for Tommy Hunstable. His wife is very worried, I answered. Ha! I doubt that, it growled under its robotic breath. Did you bring the money? Or was Mrs. Hunstable too cheap to give up $5,000 of her large inheritance to save Mr. Hunstable? Which, by the way, is enough money for her husband to invest in his robot costume-making company that makes very convincing robot costumes. Well, no, I said. Of course not, it mechanically sighed. Tommy isn't here. He escaped and went to Brazil, like he threatened his wife he would do if she was not supportive of his dreams.
You will come with us to the nearest police station.
Why? The police do not arrest robots. They only arrest humans. You should know that, Not a Robot. You are human.
That is correct. I am a human, not a robot. The case is closed. We will now return home for refueling.
We rushed out of the warehouse into the pouring rain. The next morning, Mrs. Hunstable phoned us to tell us Mr. Hunstable returned home last night, apparently very cold, wet, and hungry. So, nothing weird yet. It was a very normal job, but the weird part is coming soon. It seems Not-a-Robot was not the human he claimed to be. Soon I settled quite comfortably in my new home with Jonathan Not-a-Robot. One day I was painting a special picture.
What is the human doing?
Well, human, I'm doing a portrait of you, I said. I tried to capture your genius and humanity. That's what the reaching out means. All it needs now is a happy little bush.
What is this?
It's art.
What does it do?
I would say it nourishes your spirit.
Is it a combustible fuel? Do you burn it in a furnace?
Jeez, everyone's a critic. Don't you appreciate art, Not-a-Robot? Are you sure you're even human? As soon as I said that, Not-a-Robot totally freaked out. He trashed the house and kept repeating his name. I went outside to escape the carnage. It was kind of odd that he snapped at the suggestion he wasn't human. Anyway, a dragon appeared. Whoa! It roared and stretched out its wings. It was huge. It towered over the storage units. The mighty creature spoke. It was less impressive now.
You have been summoned by Zoltar, the horrific master of the universe, consumer of worlds, subjugator of souls, wielder of the 8 dimensions!
Sorry, is that one person or several different people?
So you have finally found me, Sherlock, Cosmic Dragon, after 100,000 years of hunting.
Destructotron 35742! I was not expecting to find you here!
Who? What?
Are you not aware of this entity's identity? He was the general of the Imperator's war machine! But now he is a traitor!
I have not been entirely truthful to you, human. I was not always a detective. I was created to lead the power of the galactic tyrant.
He is not a tyrant! His benevolence nourishes existence!
That is a lie. After the Battle of Altrox, I came to appreciate the totality of suffering I brought to the universe's life forms. I joined against the universal dictatorship and became a fugitive. 100,000 years ago, that exterminated what I thought was the last of the Kopaka. I discovered a little girl stowed away on the Grand Imperial ship. She gave me a flower as a sign of trust.
At this point, I had kind of checked out. I couldn't understand what Not-a-Robot was talking about. His accent had a bit of a drone to it. So what's this about being summoned? I asked.
You are to come with me to the center of the universe, to the Palace of Sorrows. Zoltar wishes to speak with you.
Why?
Do not ask why!
The dragon, I guess, bellowed?
I, Destructotron 35742, shall come as well.
You mean Jonathan Not-a-Robot isn't your real name? Hearing Not-a-Robot's declaration, it suddenly hit me. It all makes sense now. Your distinct and recognizable voice. The motor oil. You're not human at all. You're really an alien! It took me this long to figure out because he had a dead-on Newfoundland accent. Not-a-Robot, or should I say, Destructotron 35742, no, I won't say that, it's too long, confirmed my revelation. He told the Cosmic Dragon that he wanted to confront Zoltar. The Cosmic Dragon said she would be glad to bring him to justice. Anyway, we went through a vortex. At the other end of the vortex, I found a big wall. There was a wooden gate and a guard. He said,
"This is the center of the universe, and no one passes through the gate without speaking the password."
I explained that I was summoned to Zaltor's palace. The guard repeated,
"No one passes through the gate without speaking the password."
Sherrock, the cosmic dragon, had little patience for this. She rose up and prepared her fiery breath and exclaimed,
My flame will be my password!
The guard laughed for a long time.
Oh, my self-esteem.
That's not very nice, I said. Do you enjoy hurting other people's feelings?
I'm sorry. I just wasn't expecting that. I didn't mean anything by laughing,
said the guard. The cosmic dragon and the border guard shook hands, and it was all fine.
Password isn't hard to figure out, but it
Uh-huh.
may be hard for you to reveal. The password is your deepest secret.
Sherrock shared her secret. She said she had a crush on Billy Foreman, a boy dragon she likes to hang out with. The guard let her through. Not a robot said something in a very thick Newfoundland accent. The guard let him through. It was my turn. I had to think for a bit about my deepest secret. I really wasn't sure what it was. Some people may be able to think of their secret immediately, but I don't really keep secrets, so it was hard for me to figure out. I told the guard my secret. I still eat boogers sometimes,
What?
said the border guard.
How old are you?
35.
You still use the word boogers? Anyway, that's not your deepest secret.
How would you know? I asked.
The gate didn't open. Try again.
I told the guard embarrassing truths about me over and over again. I once ate a worm.
Nope.
I once pushed a cat.
Nope.
I stole candy from a baby.
Nope.
I lied to a police officer.
Nope.
I lied to a judge.
Nope.
I lied to a prison guard.
Nope.
I hid in a laundry bin.
Nope.
I stole clothing from a clothesline.
Nope.
I lived under an assumed name for 3 years in the Yukon.
Nope.
Then what?
Maybe you don't even know your deepest secret.
Said the guard dog.
I see it all the time. You're keeping a secret from yourself.
It was suggested I sit by the wall and meditate. What could my secret be? What could be my secret? I thought long and hard. What am I not telling myself? I'd like it better if I was more appreciated for my art, but nobody seems to care about my paintings. Why? Maybe they aren't that good. Wait, is that self-doubt I just expressed? That's it. Because my great paintings have not been appreciated yet, I have doubts about my abilities. That's my secret. I have self-doubt. Maybe that's what's been holding back my life. Just then the cosmic dragon popped out of a hole.
I dug a hole across the border. Let's go.
Although I could have gone to the guard and faced a hard truth about myself and grown from the experience, I just decided to circumvent the whole problem and pretend like it didn't exist. It would be easier. We got to the other side. I was amazed at what I saw. It turned out that the center of the universe was an asteroid. I know I said it was an island at the beginning, but I was once again being metaphorical. The cosmic dragon tried to explain.
This time it is an asteroid, but it is constantly changing form. The center of the universe is a very special place. It is connected to the whole of existence, and it is different every time you see it.
Every time?
Unless you're stuck in a time loop or something.
The center of the universe is in a constant state of chaos. When beings such as ourselves enter it, the chaos assumes an order. It fuses random parts of existence into an observable object.
This is the map of what the center of the universe looks like now,
said the dragon.
This is where we are, and we want to get here. The Palace of Sorrows, where you will have an audience with the Master of the Universe.
Okay.
And between here and there will be a bunch of crazy random stuff from all over the universe.
Fine, so are you going to fly us over to the palace?
No! We'll have to walk.
What? Why?
You could ask me questions like that, or you could go see what the universe has to offer. There are wonders here that will change the way you perceive everything.
This was an opportunity for mind expansion that I had to take advantage of. We were on a little plain at the edge of an enchanted forest. With a slight hint of fear and apprehension, I made my first steps into the hidden secrets of the universe. Hi, I'm Franklin. Want to see my PowerPoint slideshow about birds?
No!
Some birds I have spotted. This is a snow owl I saw on my trip to the Yukon. Oh no. This is a picture of a seagull my wife took in New Brunswick. What is this? The transitions and sound effects. These are Canadian geese in my backyard. Did you know the Canadian goose was introduced to New Zealand in 1905? Would that mean that they are now New Zealand geese? No, somebody help me! This little fella kidnapped my wife. This is so boring! He demanded $3 million. How did I get here? How do I get out of here? I love my wife, but not $3 million, love. Cosmic Dragon, help me! He started sending me pieces of her.
I should have warned you how dangerous this place is.
A finger here, a tooth there.
You're trapped in the PowerPoint!
It didn't stop. Every day there would be a new bit of flesh. What do I do? It feels like I did this 1,000,000 times before. I would put the pieces in a jar. Soon the house was full of bloody jars.
We may have to wait until the presentation is over.
After 3 months, the parts stopped coming. I figured the bird ran out of pieces of my wife to send me. I think he might be coming to the end. So I took all the chunks of my wife out of the jars and sewed them together. It turns out he did send me all of her pieces, and we were happily reunited in the end. He said the end, is it?
Please be the end!
This is a duck.
No!
This is a sparrow from France. It thinks it's better than you. It feels like we've been here for 1,000 years.
I know, but it's only been 100.
Does this mean all my friends and family are dead now? I don't know what this is. It tells me to do things.
No, time and space work differently here. When you return home, only a few minutes will have passed there.
This is a peacock. He has a name with a naughty word in it. But I love saying pea. That's too bad. I was looking forward to seeing the future, and everyone I know being dead. This guy is yellow. What's up with that?
You will cease this PowerPoint.
Who are you? Thank God we're rescued.
I am Destructitron 35742, leader of the Space Rebellion.
What's happening, Franklin? Are they coming to kidnap me again? I'll protect you, Millie! Just then, an army of rebels swarmed the PowerPoint presentation, and we were carried off to another part of the asteroid.
What a sound. You see this creature with her curbstone English? The English that will keep her in the gutter for the rest of her days? Well, sir, in 3 months I could pass her off as a duchess at an ambassador's reception. No. Yes, I could even get her a job as a lady's maid or a shop assistant, which requires better English.
You mean you could make me?
Yes, you squashed cabbage leaf. You disgrace to the noble architecture of these columns. You incarnate insult to the English language. I could pass you off as the Queen of Sheba.
It just so happened that this area was a public domain movie from the 30s. Not a Robot had found some of his rebels. We were able to regroup and rest for a bit in a very distracting environment. Is that Leslie Howard? Things got kind of real between Not a Robot and Sherrick the Cosmic Dragon.
You are now our prisoner, Sherrick the Cosmic Dragon, puppet of the Galactic Tyrant.
He said. She didn't like that.
It is you who is the prisoner, rebel! A prisoner of your own making! Look where you are! The center of the universe! The domain of Zoltar the Horrific!
As our prisoner, you will give us safe escort to the Palace of Sorrows, where we will dispose of the tyrant and bring freedom to existence.
I will escort you to the Palace of Sorrows as my prisoner, and I will hand you over to our lord and collect the reward!
No, you are my prisoner.
No, you're mine!
No, you are mine.
No, mine!
No, 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 mine.
No,
This
No,
mine!
mine.
went on for a while.
Mine!
No, mine.
No,
No,
mine!
mine.
No, mine!
No, mine.
No, mine!
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plains. The rain in
No,
Spain
mine!
No, mine.
No, mine!
No, mine.
No, mine!
No, mine.
No, mine!
No, mine.
No, mine!
No, mine.
Ugh. Is there a toilet around here? I haven't gone in like over 100 years. I decided to chat with the rebels. I asked, so what's your problem with this Zachary guy?
Zoltar is a tyrant who has subjugated trillions of races.
Answered the rebels in unison for some reason.
He bends us to his will. He makes us go to bed at 8 p.m. He makes us eat vegetables before we can have dessert.
Zoltar regulates your lives very closely, I said.
When we win, we will change our bedtime to 9 o'clock and add an extra hour to TV time.
I admired these people. They have a plan in life and know exactly what they want. It was more than I could say for myself. Maybe I needed some sort of life plan. First, I have to see the Zoltar so I can get home. Let's end this argument. All right, you squashed cabbage leaves, stop this argument. I have an audience to get to.
Then tell him he is my prisoner!
No, she is my prisoner.
Listen, you incarnate insults to the English language. If Professor Higgins and Eliza Doolittle, people from two entirely different worlds, can come together, why can't you two? Why don't you agree you're both each other's prisoners?
Fine.
That ended the 12-year fight. I wished I thought of that sooner. I asked how to get to the Palace of Sorrows from here.
First, we must pass through the Plane of Mystery!
Said Sherrock. Cool, the Plane of Mystery. What's there?
I don't know! Obviously!
Not a Robot said he would come with us. He told the rebels to take a different route through the parrot shop of nerdy references. That way the rebels and Not a Robot couldn't be captured at the same time. We left for the Plane of Mystery. I wonder if it rains there. The Plane of Mystery was just a plane. A plain plane. An empty and plain plane of mystery. There wasn't much to say about it. We walked across it. I noticed that Sherrock was flying beside us instead of walking. I asked her again why she couldn't just fly us to the Palace of Sorrows.
Aren't you enjoying your walk?
asked the cosmic dragon. It's fine, I said, but we don't want to make the master of the universe wait. I mean, he's been waiting for like 112 years already.
He has other things to do. Running the universe is a busy job,
she said. That's what I'm saying, I said. Not a robot pulled me aside to have a quiet word with me.
That is not cool, man,
he whispered.
I know you do not know this, but it is considered offensive to ask a dragon for a ride.
Oh, I didn't know, I said.
It is considered racist.
I'm sorry, I said.
It is not me you have to apologize to.
I'm sorry, Sherrock. I didn't realize what I was doing.
It's cool. You didn't know,
she replied.
Thanks, not a robot.
No problem.
I was shown once again how racist white people are. It's a lesson we must continue to learn. And it seems Not Robot and the Cosmic Dragon were beginning to get along. We continued our trek through the plain when we found a solitary box lying on the ground. A mystery box on the mystery plane. The box was plain. There was a message scrawled across it. It said, "What's inside belongs to you. Open when it is most needed." I don't get it, I said. Who's the you in that sentence? Is it me?
Maybe it's for me.
The contents of the box is irrelevant to our journey.
I'm not sure when it's supposed to be opened. How would you know when you would need it most? We don't even know what's inside it.
Let's just open it.
We don't know who's allowed to open it, who it belongs to.
It does not matter.
If it doesn't matter, let's go. We looked at each other to see who would be the first to go.
I want to know what is in the box.
Let's just assume it belongs to me, and I'll open it, and we will learn what's inside.
But it's not the right time, I said. At this point, I was secretly trying to figure out how to claim the box for myself. I wanted what was inside. Maybe it would help me with my life, somehow, some way. My companions had their own thoughts as well.
It must be a deep voice in that box. If I had that, people would finally take me seriously.
With this box, I'll overthrow the galactic tyrant.
I employed some clever machinations. I set up an elaborate trap. Why don't we just wait here until the right time comes? The dragon and the alien agreed. My trap was set. Now to spring it. So, Sherrock, I heard Not Robot say you had a funny voice which indicates a lack of strength.
What? I'll show you my lack of strength. I'll burn you! You never believed in me, Destructotron 35742, even after I proved myself at the Battle of Voltrox.
I never said that. For the 100,000 years we worked together before I rebelled, I thought you were the universe's greatest warrior.
What? You never told me that.
That was because I was too shy to talk to you.
What?
Because
Why?
Where is the human?
He took the box!
The contents of the box belongs to me.
No! It is mine!
I stole the mystery box right from under them. Well, not stole. It rightfully belonged to me. I doubled back and hid out at the public domain movie. I found a knife somewhere, and I guarded my box. Soon, Not a Robot appeared.
I have finally found you. I need your help.
You need my box? That's what you mean?
The cosmic dragon has been kidnapped by bandits.
Why should I care?
Her presence is needed to enter the Palace of Sorrows. We need to save her.
Desperately pleaded Not a Robot. I doubt it. Anyway, I don't need to go to the Palace of Sorrows anymore. I don't need to do anything. I have my box now.
Trust me.
Your folksy Newfoundlander's demeanor isn't enough to make me trust you. You're not even from Newfoundland. Why don't you drop the accent already?
Please follow me.
He left. I stayed. He didn't come back. I began to reflect on the situation. Have I really abandoned my humanity? Once again, I was hiding in a public domain movie, jealously guarding a box without even knowing what was in it. For all I knew, it could be something lame. I was projecting my own hopes and fears into it. For it, I denied people who could become my friends. Just then, Sherrock appeared.
You must help me! Destructotron 35742 was attacked and wounded!
So he found and rescued you?
What are you talking about?
Okay, now I know they're BSing me. Go away!
Okay, jeez!
Well, we're at the end of second act, everything goes wrong scene. They had it even then.
Just I put my slippers.
There are your slippers, and there! Take your slippers, and may you never have a day's luck with them.
What's the matter? Anything wrong?
No, nothing wrong with you. I've won your bets, you haven't I? That's all.
Ah, yes, won the bet. Now I remember where I saw this before. It's the plot to She's All That.
Why did you throw those
Of
slippers?
course. Took me 100 years to make that connection.
I'd like to kill you, you brute.
Wonder where
I didn't
Freddie
leave me where
Prince
you
is
found me,
now.
In the gutter. You thank God it's all over and that you can throw me back again there now, do you?
Well, the creature is nervous.
Not Another Teen Movie was good too.
Give
No,
it to me!
give it back. Ow, it's mine, it's mine. We fought awkwardly for an hour, then a man in a suit came in. There it is. I'll be taking the box now, said the man.
You mean the box belongs to you?
No, it belongs to you. All of you.
May I ask whether
But you didn't open it. I guess you didn't want what was inside.
What are the contents of the box?
It's the most important gift of all. The thing every being in the universe needs, said the man, stalling for reasons of suspense. It's friendship. Oh, so this was like a fable or something. I'll take this now. You three are clearly not ready for friendship. Wait, when were we supposed to open the box? When did we need it most? You needed friendship the most when you started to fight, said the man, and disappeared. We all felt bad about how we treated each other. We apologized to each other and hugged and cried. Sherrock suggested we do an activity together to get to know each other better. Maybe we could find friendship without a box. I asked where we should go.
The old folks' home!
Why are we in an old folks' home, Sherrock? Although I'd say it's more of a bench.
I never had friends before. I don't know what they do together.
I never had friends either. On television, friends go to the mall. Or at least they did in the 90s. We went to the Mall of Everything. It had a ton of stores and ads. And it sold everything. Razors, soaps, planets, happiness, terror, and Blu-rays. Everything. There was so much to buy. And I wanted it all. But there was one problem. We had no money. I had a few Canadian dollars, but at this mall they only accepted space pesos.
We need to earn currency.
My mother always said the best place to earn money was in the back by the dumpster. So we hung out in the back by the dumpster, and soon an opportunity presented itself. A man came up to us. Ah, yes, this will do nicely. A man, a cosmic dragon, and an alien should give me exactly what I want. What would you like from us? I asked. I have explored all the hedonistic pleasures the universe has to offer. There's only one pleasure that has ever given me satisfaction, and I think you three can give it to me. Oh, yes," said the man in a way that made us all uncomfortable.
What do you want us to do?
I want you, my darlings, to make me a cat video.
Here, cat.
Cameron,
Here,
you
cat.
want to be adorable. Right?
Here, cat.
Are you going to do anything?
Here, cat.
Anything at all?
This is delightful.
Good.
I always wanted to live in a cat video, and you three provided me with my dream home. Here is 100 space pesos. Oh, wow. Is that a lot?
It's enough for a shopping spree.
We went on a shopping spree. I got some soap and Preston Manning's left nostril. Sherlock found one of those plastic microphones that reverberates your voice. Not a Robot found his favorite brand of orange juice. Soon we ended up at the store of emotional concepts. They had multiple brands of happiness. They also had a ton of Schadenfreude. There are also other concepts I never heard of, like Fartenfreude. What's that?
It is the pleasure derived from other people's farts.
Oh my god, who would want that?
That hedonistic cat video guy might.
Hey look guys, it's friendship. We could just buy it instead of working for it. There was an expensive and a cheap version of it. We were running out of money, so we bought the cheap one. We regrouped at the food court. We admired our new friendship, although it looked a bit cheap. I picked it up and said, "Here's to our new friend." Oh, it already broke.
What do we do now?
I don't know. Maybe we should bond by telling stories about our past and get a better understanding of each other's psychological scars.
Okay, here's my story. I was born 300,000 years ago on a fiery dragon planet known as Cuddly Kisses, a world torn apart by violent wars between the dragon tribes. I was born into a litter of 5 baby dragons. I was the only female, but I was also the largest. My brothers had deep, angry voices, and I had my voice. My father told me that in order to be taken seriously, I should never speak to anyone outside of the family. From birth, we trained to fight in the tribal wars. We were also told of a prophecy that foretold one day a great dragon warrior will rise and conquer the whole of Cuddly Kisses. This dragon would be known as the Cosmic Dragon. For thousands of years, I trained with my tribe, and through combat, it became clear that I was the strongest dragon my tribe ever had. Because I was so strong, all the boy dragons in my tribe were scared of me. There was one boy dragon who didn't appear to be scared of me, and we used to play the xylophone together all the time. But I was scared to tell him I liked him. From the first battle I was used in, I destroyed the enemy. Soon, our tribe conquered half the world. The other half united against us. It was decided that the tribe who should rule the world would be chosen in this one final battle. All the dragons of Cuddly Kisses gathered into 2 great opposing armies. I led the army of my tribe and its allies. I decided to give a rousing speech. I see in your eyes the same fear that would take the heart of me. A day may come when the courage of dragons fails. I heard laughter coming from the other side. They were laughing at my voice. My army became so embarrassed. They left the battlefield and we lost control of the world. My tribe banished me and the boy dragon stopped playing xylophone with me. It seemed I was not destined to be the Cosmic Dragon. However, in my exile, Zoltar, the Horrific, recruited me into his army, and I returned to my home planet I conquered it! For my master! So, the prophecy came true, in the ironic way that prophecies like to come true. Throughout my time with the Master of the Universe, I had to prove myself over and over again. Even during the Battle of Valtrox, there were some in my army who didn't want to use me. However, Zoltar always believed in me. That's why I will always follow him. Hi, I feel depressed now.
I noticed that there was a bar in the mall. I suggested that we get a drink and cheer ourselves up. Drinking is another way that normal people bond. The bar was really fancy and abstract. One drink turned into many, and we stayed the whole night there. Then we stayed into the next day. Then we stayed for a decade. Or at least I blacked out after a few decades.
As you see, my dear Pick, the human ear is a perfect recording and amplifying apparatus.
We awoke.
Well,
Back in the movie.
tired of listening to sounds?
I'm so hungover.
Are we friends yet? I don't think I can take much more bonding. Also, I think I'm supposed to meet someone about something. I can't remember. I've been here for so many years, I forget why I came.
Why don't we just say we're friends and leave it at that?
Oh, I remember now. I'm supposed to talk to Zoltar. Maybe we should go do that.
A quick way to the Palace of Sorrows is by bypassing the plane of mystery and going through the Glen of Friendship testing.
That should be easy to get through. We're all friends now. I'm feeling a little better. Let's go now.
Yes, let's go. I am pretty sure this place is haunted.
Is it? I haven't noticed anything weird.
Here's the young woman.
We made our way to the glen. I remembered that we didn't get a story from Not a Robot, so I asked him why he rebelled against Zoltar. He told me that story again about getting a flower from the rebel child that he turned over to the extermination squad. I told him that couldn't be the only reason. I said I was sure he didn't care about kids. Nobody does. Kids are stupid and whiny. He swore it was the only reason. Then he went into deep thought.
For centuries, I was told I would never be able to know what love is because of who I am. But during the conquest of cuddly kisses, I believe I learned what it was. The moment I saw her, I knew only one thing would ever give me happiness, and it wasn't galactic conquest. I needed a way to get her attention, an excuse to spend time with her. For thousands of years, I had slaves who knew the xylophone teach me how to play. I wasn't very good. Then I thought I should just ask her to teach me. For 8,000 years, I came close to asking her for lessons, but I always chickened out at the moment of truth. Right before the Battle of Valtrox, I decided I was going to ask her for sure. I was so nervous, I kept repeating in my head what I was going to say to her. Will you teach me the xylophone? Will you teach me the xylophone? When the galactic tyrant, Cosmic Dragon, and I met to discuss the battle plans, my mind was 1,000,000,000,000 miles away, repeating that question. Suddenly, I heard the tyrant say, "Your silence is your answer." Then I heard Sherrock scream, "Even you doubt my power! You won't doubt it after I take the rebels' new weapon." And she flew off. I royally blew it. After the meeting, the galactic tyrant took me aside and said, "I know you like Sherlock, but you can't ever tell her that. As long as I am the master of the universe, none of my generals will be boyfriend-girlfriend." After that, I was totally embarrassed. I got my crush angry at me, and my boss said I could never be with her. I decided it was easiest to defect. That was the main reason for rebelling. Evan is right. I don't really care about kids at all.
We reached the Glen of friendship testing. We found a bunny dressed as a biker. At least I hoped he was dressed as a biker. It was wearing leather, and a mask also made of leather. I chose to believe it was dressed as a biker.
"You have entered the Glen of friendship testing,"
said the bunny with a voice muffled by the mask. Ugh, God.
"You may pass only after proving your friendship is true."
Give us your test, buddy! We have spent 200 years strengthening our friendship through drinking and telling embarrassing stories about ourselves.
We also made a cat video together.
Yes, we made a cat video. We've already been through many tests.
We also fought over a box.
Yeah, that too.
We tried to kill each other.
Uh-huh.
Evan pulled a knife on me.
Just give us your test.
Yeah, I said. Together we can accomplish any task.
Oh, there's no task to accomplish. There is a choice to make. I can let you pass through, or, Cosmic Dragon, I can give you this.
Oh, God.
A voice modifier that will make your voice scary.
I already have a scary voice. Oh, it's broken. So what? Do I have to kill these two for it? Because I'm totally fine with killing them.
We weren't allowed through the Glen. We were back in the movie. Okay, the next time he offers you a voice modifier, don't immediately say you'll kill us.
Sorry. I'll do better.
Is that a ghostly roar?
It could be the furnace.
No, it's not. We returned to the Glen of friendship testing. This time, not a robot was offered something. The bunny said he had a microbiological dissembler.
A weapon guaranteed to kill the master of the universe. All you have to do is throw it at him.
If I destroy the master of the universe, I could have whatever and whomever I want.
He then offered to kill me. I am slightly shocked at how willing we are to kill each other. Also, this place is definitely haunted.
What was that?
It came from the embassy ball scene.
I don't mind a black eye. I've had one before.
I saw something.
It went to the Alfred Doolittle scene.
Well, Eliza, now we're in for it. Are you ready?
There it is again.
I know where it went. I have a plan.
Professor Higgins? Here. Good morning. Sit down. George, let her go. Let her find out what it's like to be without us. In 3 weeks, she'll relapse back into the gutter without me at her elbow. You won't relapse, will you, Eliza?
No, never again. I don't believe I could utter one of those old songs if I tried. Ow!
Yeah, gotcha.
Victory!
We captured the ghost, and it looked just like me.
Of course I look just like you. I am your ghost.
What? How is that possible? I said, reasonably surprised. You're boring, and I got tired of waiting for you to die. So I decided to leave you early and haunt something. My ghost replied. I didn't know ghosts could do that. There's a lot of things you don't know, dummy. All you did for 35 years is draw pictures and lie around all day. You're unmotivated, or scared, or something. I don't know. Like I have self-doubt, I said. I just learned that. Then do something about it. Or don't. I don't care. You've been over this a million times already. So what? Are you going to leave me? Just like that? Think of all the great times we've had. Okay, I will. When I was a 10-year-old ghost, the whole world was new and I wanted to explore it. At that time, we had just moved to a new town and I wanted to meet some fellow kid spirits. At first, it looked like you wanted to as well. When you asked to be friends with the kids, they said you had to go into the woods and not come out until you've taken a picture of the wood nymph Preston Manning. Of course, there's no such thing as Preston Manning. The kids were playing a joke on you. You ended up wandering around the woods for hours. Eventually, you got lost. But you found some help. Hey, mister, I'm lost. Do you know your way around here? Where do you come from?
What planet is this?
Earth.
I am from Earth.
But from where on Earth?
The capital, Earth City.
Wait, you're not a human. You're hiding your identity. You're actually a wood nymph. You're Preston Manning.
Yes.
So, you took a picture of him and showed your fellow students. But they refused to believe you actually found a wood nymph. Which of course you didn't. It was probably some hillbilly hiding his moonshine distillery. To be fair, kids are jerks. But you retreated from the outside world after that and drew your pictures. You didn't try to make friends there again. When you were 20, you decided you wanted to be a doctor. I was excited to go to university and meet some female freshman ghosts. To your credit, you went to some university parties to meet people.
Excuse me, fellow student. I am hunting down a traitor.
What?
I mean, I am looking for my friend. He is about 5 feet tall and is a Destructotron unit.
Destructotron unit? Is that a band? You wanted to talk to some girls, but were shy. You had to get some shots in you first to get your courage up. But you had too many. Hey, baby, are you an angel? Because...
Oh, gross! Get away from me!
The next day at class, you were really hungover.
Welcome to Human Anatomy 101. I am Professor Human.
After that, you swore off trying to meet people and dropped your medical degree and went into art, which you eventually dropped too. You spent the next decade doing nothing, and I became more and more bored and frustrated. Any job you got, you screwed up. You kept saying your artistic temperament wasn't cut out for the workforce, that you couldn't handle pressure. You told yourself that so much that it eventually became true. At 30, it looked like things were picking up. Your dad got you a very important job at the private space agency.
Okay, Evan, listen carefully. When the countdown ends, press the green button to launch the shuttle, not the red one. That one blows it up.
Why is there a button that blows up the shuttle?
In case the aliens take it over again.
What?
So, Senor No Soy un Robot, are you ready to be the first Peruvian in space?
I miss my home planet.
Already? You're not even up there yet.
Sorry, I pressed the button too soon. And the wrong one.
Your stepmother's going to marry me. Will you come to the church and see me turn?
After that, you gave up on everything. And I decided that I was going to leave you as soon as I found a good place to haunt. My ghost said. Then he floated away. Seemed like I had so much self-doubt that even my ghost didn't believe in me.
So long. See you at the church.
Again, we headed to the Glen of Friendship testing, this time with great resolve. Alright, Biker Bunny, we're ready for any test you got.
I'm not a biker.
Oh god.
I am offering you, Evan, self-awareness. I am going to remove all self-doubt from you. Look over here. There is an art showing of all your paintings. And look who came. 3 famous art critics from the past. Ruskin, Cortesaz, Diderot. They have studied your work carefully. They are ready to give their opinions. You have a choice. You can hear what they have to say, and learn if you are any good as an artist. Even if they say you are no good, you will be able to move on with your life. There will be no more doubt about your abilities. Or, you can refuse to hear them. If you do that, you will be allowed to pass through the Glen, and I will give Sherrock her voice, and Destructitron 34752 his weapon.
Wow, this self-doubt thing has really turned into a big deal, hasn't it? I felt something was telling me that I needed to be self-aware. And now, I almost wanted it. A lot. I wanted to know if the critics thought I was any good. I was also afraid to hear if I wasn't. I couldn't take that. In the end, it was an easy choice. I refused to hear the critics, and my friends got their prizes. All it cost me was a little self-awareness, which I was too scared to have anyway. We finally made it past the Glen. We were close to our destination. We finally made it past the Glen. We were close to our destination. Whoa. Deja vu. We finally made it past the Glen. We were close to our destination. Whoa. Deja vu. Something weird is happening.
What?
We finally made it past the Glen. We were close to our destination. Whoa. Deja vu. Something weird is happening.
What?
Every time we exit the right side of the frame, we repeat everything that happens before.
We are trapped in a time loop.
Let's try going the other way. We finally made it past the Glen. We were close to our destination.
Sometimes they attach themselves to people who can't get out of their own life loops.
But how do we get out of this one?
We must exit a different way than left or right.
We're on a two-dimensional plane. Where else is there to go?
I guess we could try going up, but only one of us can fly, which would mean you would have to let us...
I don't think I'm ready to have you touch me like that.
Think of it as another friendship test.
Ugh. Okay, climb on. I don't know if friendship is worth this.
We exited the loop. Not Robot said there was no way of ever telling if we really left the time loop. It could start repeating again at any time. He said there are even some people who never realize they're in a loop. It was best to not think about it. Besides, we had now reached the Palace of Sorrows. There was a guard at the gate of the palace. He said, "In order to enter the Palace of Sorrows, you must pass a test."
Oh, God!
Sherrock put on her voice modifier and bellowed,
Let us in.
"Okay." The Palace of Sorrows was built with the pain of the universe that Zoltar the Horrific caused through his wars of conquest and oppression. We heard cries and wails coming from every wall and corner. Not a Robot said Zoltar built it to be the most impenetrable fortress in existence, which proved to be true. The rebels made it to the palace before we did, and they were lying on the floor.
We are so depressed. The emotional pain here has immobilized us.
Be depressed no longer. I have a weapon that will destroy the tyrant.
We just want to eat ice cream. Not Robot's invasion of the palace had ended suddenly.
Cosmic dragons, have you brought the human for the master?
Yes, he is here!
Is that a new voice?
Yes! Do you feel it?
I'm not used to you in that voice. It's weird.
No!
I was transported away.
I am Zoltar the Horrific, master of the universe, consumer of worlds, subjugator of souls, wielder of the 8 dimensions. I brought benevolence and prosperity to existence where before there was only conflict and ruin. Only through fear and terror was I able to bring peace and happiness. However, there are some here in the universal court who say that those who benefit from me are few. They say I am blind to the suffering of the lower class beings in my realm. I have been told that you are the lowliest being in the universe.
Did my mom tell you that?
Tell me, creature, under my rule, is your life one of suffering or pleasure?
Oh, well, it's fine, I guess. Except for...
Except for what? Human?
It's nothing really. It's my problem. There's nothing you can do about it anyway.
I am the maker of and destroyer of worlds. I have bent the power of 1,000,000 suns to my will. There is nothing I cannot do. Tell me your problem or I will throw you into the pit of carnage known as Newfoundland.
Well, it's just that... I wish I knew how to talk to girls.
What? How old are you?
35?
You are 35 and you never learned how to talk to girls? What's wrong with you? Have you ever had a girlfriend before?
No.
What a loser!
How do you get girlfriends, Zoltar?
Well, running the universe is a busy job. So I don't have much time to get girlfriends.
Have you had any girlfriends? We decided to try some speed dating. We dragged Sherrock and Not a Robot along with us.
I've had some bad experiences with deadbeat boyfriends in the past. What do you do with your time?
Well, let's see. What do I do? Oh yeah, I spent the last 200 years in a bar.
I really love kids. Do you have any experience with them?
I once threw the children of Aknor into the fire pit of Valak when their parents failed to reach their spice mine quotas. I also have a nephew.
I guess I like to take long intergalactic flights in outer space.
Cool. Maybe I could join you sometime.
If you want to, you'd probably die.
What do you want out of life?
To destroy the galactic tyrant. I will do it with this, an unstable weapon of mass destruction I carry with me, waiting for the right time to use it.
Yeah.
Speed dating didn't work. The Master of the Universe and I hung out at his apartment in the Palace of Sorrows.
We might as well face it, Evan. We're never gonna find girlfriends. We'll be alone forever. Well, I will be. You're a human. You'll at least die in a few short decades.
Zoltar started to write something in his notebook. What are you doing, Master of the Universe?
It's nothing. Don't ask.
Okay.
But if you must know, I like to write poems. It helps me gather my thoughts and feelings.
Okay.
I guess I could read you one. I kill their family and they complain. My benevolence is met with disdain. I make sure my peasants are well fed. Why aren't they happy? They aren't dead.
Yep. There was a knock on the door. It was a woman from the next apartment over.
What's the big idea, Zoltar? Did you tell the condo board about the plants I keep on my balcony? They made me get rid of them.
I thought it was marijuana.
Dangling ivy looks nothing like marijuana.
I'm sure I wouldn't know.
I think that was an obscure Frasier reference.
You are the most insensitive super being I have ever had the displeasure of meeting.
Who was that Master of the Universe?
That's my hippie next-door neighbor, Sagittarius. She's a very free-spirited person while I'm a more buttoned-down traditional guy. We don't see eye to eye on anything. We're oil and water. We'll never mix.
Yeah, that'll be the last we see of her. We decided to try some online dating. We used the alias Z-Man, Zoltar's college nickname. We found a person named Starchild. It sounded suitably spacey. She described herself as curious, energetic, and a wanderer. It was kind of meaningless, but she was the only person who responded to us. We set up a date.
I'm so nervous.
Be yourself, I guess.
That would involve driving her soul mad by revealing the meaningless horror and futility of the macrocosm.
Okay then, don't be yourself.
Okay, thanks.
It turns out Starchild was Zoltar's neighbor, Sagittarius.
I can't believe I'm on a date with someone so shallow and insensitive.
I think I'll just go.
Zoltar the Horrific dropped his book of poetry.
What's this?
Don't look at it.
Did you write this? It's so deep and sensitive. I was completely wrong about you.
They ran off together, so I decided to go back to the movie and hang out.
Henry,
Hello, dear.
what are you doing here today? This is my at-home day. You promised not to come.
Oh, brother.
Where is Zoltar the Horrific, Evan?
He's out with this girl having a falling in love montage.
Have you found a girlfriend?
No, I think I've become the wacky best friend in this story now.
Then, who was that girl who was just
Maybe
here?
I should have taken the bunny's offer of self-awareness. But he wouldn't have given you guys your voice modulator or weapon.
What? That's not what he said.
This is all the bunny's fault.
I don't think you are a very reliable narrator.
Just then, Zoltar burst in.
I'm getting married, Evan.
Shut the front door! The Z-Man scores again! Zoltar left. Sherrock didn't seem as happy about the news. I asked what was wrong.
Nothing. I guess I'm happy he's getting married. Maybe I was hoping that when he was looking for a girlfriend, he would have taken a look at me.
Was the Master of the Universe your crush or something?
Not really. But when I saw him again at the Palace of Sorrows, I discovered some feelings I didn't know I had. Not only that, but if he gets married, will he continue to be the Master of the Universe?
Back at the apartment, the Master of the Universe was having a fight with his fiancée. She wanted him to quit being the overlord of existence.
You're unhappy. You're cranky all the time and you take it out on me.
Being the master of the universe is the only thing I know how to do. Without that job, I am nothing.
The only thing you know how to do? Maybe you can try being in love? Do you even believe in love?
Love? I am the conduit of existence. I invented love in the 70s just to mess with people.
We need to cool off. I'm going to my mother's for the weekend. We'll talk about our future when I get back. I'm sure we can work through this small bump in the road. But if I discover you've been out conquering a planet or disintegrating souls while I'm away, this relationship is over.
I arrived just as Sagittarius was leaving. Hey, MU, what is the straight dope?
This isn't a good time, Evan. Sagittarius and I had a bad fight.
Don't worry, Z-Man. You guys'll work it out. Faux shizzle.
She's trying to change you, Zoltar!
The thing is, she's right. I hate this job.
Do you? We used to have so much fun! Remember when we would immolate the hopes of alien races with the fire of their own families? You'll learn why you wanted this job in the first place!
Sagittarius would kill me.
Come on!
Okay.
That night, Zoltar and Sherrock discovered and conquered a new dimension.
Wasn't that fun, Master? Now you're the wielder of the 9 dimensions!
It's cool, I guess. Do you ever wonder if there's anything more to life?
Maybe. I mean, no! Conquest is the best! Don't let some chick change you!
Will it rain, do you think? The rain in Spain, they say, stays mainly in the plains.
The next day at the movie, Zoltar barged in.
Sherrock told on me. Sagittarius left a note saying she's moving to Prince Albert and is leaving me.
My God! That's worse than Newfoundland! We hurried to the airport next to the center of the universe. Outside was Sherrock and not a robot.
Give me the weapon! I need to blow up Sagittarius!
What are you guys doing here?
I must destroy the tyrant.
No! Zoltar is mad at me! The only way to make him realize he loves me is by killing his girlfriend!
At least you guys have a purpose in life.
Sagittarius, why are you moving to Prince Albert?
It's the only place in the universe where I know you won't follow me.
Of course it is. It's awful.
I can't get a job. I can't get a girlfriend. I'm useless.
I thought you had a girlfriend! That woman who keeps coming to the movie!
What, Terry? She's just a friend.
She told me you guys got married at the chapel in the Mall of Everything!
Ah. It was a joke. We were drunk.
You lied to me, Zoltar!
I know I did. But when I was burning planets, all I could think of was you.
Give me the weapon!
No.
No! Give me the weapon!
Let go.
Don't fight me! Give me the weapon!
No.
This is silly. You love suppressing the innocent. I shouldn't try to change you.
Too late. You already have. I used brutal oppression to fill a Sagittarius-shaped hole in my heart. I don't want to be the master of the universe anymore. Will you marry me, Sagittarius? This time?
I kind of have to. I'm pregnant.
Oh my God. I'm so happy.
What was that?
Sorry, we dropped a microbiological disassembler. Oh, so the center of the universe is kinda destroyed?
Who cares? I don't need it anymore. Freedom and democracy for everyone.
Yay!
Suddenly I was blasted back to Earth. The former master of the universe ran off with his future family.
That's it, I guess. No more conquests.
So, could you teach me the xylophone?
Huh? Yeah, sure.
Oh, yes.
After Zoltor found his girlfriend, he didn't need me anymore. I was sent back home. I didn't have a chance to say goodbye to Sherrock or Not a Robot. I never saw them again. But I did know they became boyfriend-girlfriend. I'll miss Not a Robot. Of all the beings I met on this adventure, he was the most human. When I returned, I found myself back at the storage bin where I was taken from. I looked at my watch, and only about 5 minutes had passed on Earth, even though I spent hundreds of years, maybe even 1,000, in the center of the universe. I looked inside Not a Robot's old home, and it seemed empty now, without him. With him gone, I had to move back in with my parents. It would never be as cool as living in a public domain movie. I found them celebrating on my bed. They were jumping up and down on it, singing, "Evan is finally gone."
Evan's finally gone. Evan's finally gone.
They were unhappy when I told them I no longer had a job because my boss moved away. I found another job soon enough at a fast food place and was able to pay my parents' rent. I also continued to paint pictures for no one but myself. At work, I would daydream about my time with my friends at the center of the universe. When I lay down my old gray head and dream my forever dream, it will be of us three always the universe's best team. We've seen many things and places through which we have endeavored to come out stronger and say we will circle forever. The ups and downs and thick and thin we will circle forever. Always with our circle of friends we will circle forever.
Is he singing? He can't sing. Why is he singing?
At the
He's
end,
still going.
we have our bond, and when I'm old and I shiver, when time has stolen my good health, your pillow will deliver. When you put it over my face and help me sleep forever, you will have set me free, but still we will circle forever. The ups and downs and thick and thin we will circle forever. Always with our circle of friends we will circle forever. Jesus. It was a little hard sometimes to think about the Cosmic Dragon and Not a Robot. I think I missed them more because I left them so suddenly and without warning, after spending hundreds of years with them. It feels like every night I dream of them. Hey guys, what'll we do today?
I want to eat oranges.
I want to do genocide!
It's warm today, why don't we go swimming?
How about genocide?
No, oranges.
No, swimming.
Oranges.
Genocide!
Swimming.
Oranges.
Genocide!
Swimming.
Oranges.
Genocide!
I feel like we have always had this argument. Swimming.
Genocide!
Win.